Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Financially Forward Masterclass series. And this is going to be our 12th session. And I think it's the second last session as well. On Monday, that is the 13th. We'll be finishing our 13 sessions, and it's going to be the end of our Masterclass series. And before we get into today's session, I'll give my introduction as well as we'll do the recap of what we've done so far. I'm Smita, a chartered accountant and coach. And in this my financially forward series, what we've done is we've divided into three modules. One was related to money basics, wherein we talked about your debit card, credit card swipes, plus credit scores. We also talked about how to decode your salary slip, and also we touched upon how to budget your money as well as plan for your emergency fund. So that took care of your money basics. And then we went into another module, which is the second module, which was based on savings and investments. So we talked about mutual fund, different kinds of funds like PPF, FDs, what you call RDs as well, REITBs as well. And then we spoke about insurance as well, which was also very important from a saving and investment perspective. And then we also covered something called goal-based savings. So that covered our two of the modules. And the third module is a little different and also very important because it is about career linked financial planning. So we've took up things which could relate to career and the finance bit of it. So we spoke about retirement ready in the as a part of the third module, and then we covered about your what you call the investments for self-employed women and people who do what you call freelancers basically. And today's is regarding breaks. We generally people do take breaks in their career. So today's discussion is all about breaks and how you can look at breaks in a very different light and not look at it as from a break perspective. So let me hand it over to my co-host, which was Poonam Vermani, who is going to start the session from now.
Hello, everyone. Today's session is about career breaks. We in the last two modules are generally we talk about the growth, be it our own growth or be it the money growth, investment growth. But today's topic is slight different. That is talking about a pause, break, or a career break. Career break or pause, we can say that's people take for many reasons. For some reason can be to bring a new life to this earth and to nurture that life. It can be break can be due to take care of your own health. You want to take care of your own health, or you want to give a helping hand to your ailing parents or the aging parents, or someone who is not well in the family. One can take a break for a reason to relocate from one place to another because the spouse job or kids education is there. Or break could be for a travel purpose, travel to explore the places as well as in the process to explore yourself and your life other dimensions. Break can be like many people take break for their higher education because they want a growth in their life in terms of money growth, and some people take break because they want to switch to the career from the corporate or office life to their own startups. And some people take break just to relax because they have worked so long in the corporate and they are just want to explore the life beyond the 9 to 5 or like the 9 or 10 hours job. So the break can be of any reason. But whenever we talk about break, it seems that it's stoppage or it's bad or failure. But the most important thing is the mindset that it is not the failure or the stoppage, rather, it's the season of life. We can say that like it is also the season or the phase of life which is important and you are going to take care it with utmost care. um, and take this break can be beautiful if you just make mentally prepare yourself that yes, this is the required phase of life and I am going to handle it with due care and I'm enjoying it. I am adding value to my worth. I'm just not losing money. I am adding value worth to myself. So that break is important. before taking a break, that mind should, I think, is very important. Otherwise, we feel guilty that we have taken break, we will lose income, money, and all this, and what will happen. But the correct mindset is very important. uh, Mindset is important. We all agree, and but there is one aspect that we cannot ignore is the financial aspects. That's we take the break, but our bills don't take the break. They keep continuing every time, even during our breaks. So it's very important that from the financial purpose also we plan such a way that it gives the stability, that emotional stability to our mind. So, what all are the aspects, financial aspects, including the maternity break, and the points that need to be considered? Um, that's Smita. Would you like to share your thoughts or what you have observed with people or your peers or colleagues? Would you like to share?
Yeah, Poonam, you rightly said about the breaks. So breaks are normally not the full stop; they're pauses. Basically, it's just resetting or planning your re-entry again into whatever you want to do. And probably the breaks, what I would like to say, there could be three kinds of breaks. One is about your caregiving breaks. Second is your maternity breaks, and third thing is about discovering yourself breaks. So yeah, these are the major broad categories of breaks which we look at, and each has their own advantage, and each has to be planned in a way so that it's you can take an advantage of it. So you're using this pause to empower yourself as well, to come back with a purpose and power. And you're not it's not like starting from scratch or restarting or rebuilding. It's just re-entry. So the way you frame it also, the way you describe your break is also very important, because break doesn't mean ki something is cut off. It's something like you're building something. That's how the mindset should be. So yeah, so probably if you look at caregiving breaks, which you also mentioned, people take for their spouses, their kids, their own health, and all of those things. So that also, it also shows a lot of resiliency, and it also shows that how much compassion you have, resiliency you have, so that when you come back into your job, because normally career breaks are normally said that it's only from a job you're taking a break. But it could be anything. It could be your business, it could be your freelance business, whatever is a source of income you have. In case you're taking a break to do something of your own interest, then the only thing you have to need to ensure is that you're taking a break from that phase or that thing of from your life, not from the finances. So finances has to be taken care, because as you mentioned, bills don't stop. The bills do come in, and your lifestyle is also there to maintain it. Yes, you will have to balance it out and give the priorities. So each break, if you take, for example, it's a caregiving break, it's a maternity break, or a self-discovery breaks, you need to plan financially well. But what comes to mind for women specifically is that when they go for a maternity break, and it becomes there are breaks which a company gives you, like 6 months of time in a company, so that you can go and come back, you can plan your leaves, there are allowances given, there are like surgery charges, or what you call, for the newborn also there are a lot of charges given also. And but moreover, a woman, when that phase or that season of motherhood comes into their life, they need to ensure they're planning it really well, not only beforehand, before planning their motherhood, also during the motherhood and after the motherhood. And those that phase is helping them becoming a better version of themselves as well, because there are a lot of qualities they are learning in this. They're getting skilled also in a lot of things. When the newborn is coming, then they're resilient. First of all, they learn to manage time. They're very empathetic also. These are all your leadership skills as well. So when people think that after taking a break for maternity and motherhood, when they come back, what happens to their career? Well, I don't remember anything and I don't have the knowledge which is there. Yes, there might be a gap in technical skills, but as a leadership skill, the soft skills, they're way ahead of it. So probably when you look at those breaks in a manner where we are also you're enjoying that phase. So that's okay. You're not in that prime phase of earning money and running around for the money, or doing in the rat race, but in a phase you're taken a step back to nurture yourself, nurture the baby, nurture the family, and then once that phase is over, that settlement of that phase is over, you're coming back with this more zeal, more energy as well. So that's what maternity breaks are for. They are just you're re-entering with more strength. to the workforce, whether it is your own business, whether it's you're going back to your corporate, whether you're going to a freelancing, whatever you're going to get back after that phase where you've stopped working for a while, you are not going to be the old person. You will be coming up with so many things, a lot of awareness, a lot of learning. And yes, planning of finance is very important. So you plan before. If you're getting into another phase of not getting into the work phase, but to a motherhood phase, plan. So whether how much time you have for yourself, how much time you can give for the baby, what are the expenses which will come for the children also. The child is born, there are a lot of expenses which is comes in. So plan accordingly that you're in a motherhood phase, the newborn is going to come, there are so many vaccinations to be done, so many things to be taken care. All of those things has to be taken at least for a year, before and after, pre and post. Your maternity care has to be taken. So make use of all the policies available in your offices. Also ensure how you can best take advantage of hybrid models which are always there. So yeah, so this is what I wanted to share, Poonam, about maternity breaks specifically. And the third one, which I talked about, self-discovery breaks, are breaks people take for their own reasons. Basically, yes, the way you said that a spouse is shifting for work, the other spouse may have to stay back or can go with that spouse and look for another opportunity there. So probably that is also that is also increasing now, that people shift for another spouse without, and also take a break. And also there are people who invest in themselves because they're tired, they want to take a break, and they do it for different reasons. And that also, that break, people, if they know it in advance, plan it in advance, then not earning money as a regular income will not be a problem for them. If they've invested wisely, then they can get interest income, or they've invested well in mutual funds in advance, they will be getting your dividends. And also probably that can be managed really well. But what happens is the mindset which is important. So yeah, over to you, Poonam, to further talk about mindset and things about your breaks.
Okay, that's before mindset, the financial planning. Though financial planning is needed, generally we think that's the monthly expenses that we have, we should plan in advance. So generally the monthly expenses, we just keep in mind, this is the monthly expenses that we need to incur, and this much of money we would probably need during our break time. But I would suggest that, and there is studies that we usually incur more than what we have actually planned because of unplanned things for the break. Like for the, as Smita mentioned, that maybe you have taken care of your expenses, but new child expenses and other expenses or some uncertainty charges that should also be planned for. And if you are just planning for financial planning, then besides your monthly expenses, just take care some additional funds. Ideally, it should be 20% more than your monthly expenses, which take care of your, for example, if one want to study higher and just because of that want to take break, then just arrange that money beforehand. Similarly, if you want to travel or pursue some hobby, so that hobby also need some financial requirement. So that requirement should be well planned in advance so that we enjoy the break and not financially disturb that we have not planned for that, what will happen after that. That's important. That's the financial aspects. And the most important aspects that I felt and realized is that during the break, and I have heard from many ladies, and what I have seen in corporates as well, that what happens when they come from the break, even the manager's mindset in the earlier days, that said that that lady has come from break, and give any role to that lady, or because she has responsibility to take care of her kid, and because she has not updated herself, so she won't ask promotion. So that kind of mindset even the managers have, and I have seen this kind of mindset in the ladies as well. This is the in case of maternity, but other cases also I have observed when one goes for break, then the mindset is like, we have not done anything during this period, we have become, our value has become zero, or we have kind of become outdated or redundant to some extent to back. But honestly, you are not at zero, you are invested in yourself, you are added a worth to yourself, and that worth is your resilience, your ability to come back, even whatever be the situation, your ability to care yourself, ability to care others, your ability of patience. Yes, whatever the situation, I can handle. That mindset you have to develop, ability to adjust this according to situation. And these all are the qualities which has more worth than any formal education has its worth. So you have learned from the life, and these are the qualities which are very very important, I would say impertinent, for the any professional to grow further in life. And that qualities you have acquired, it's not the thing that you are just paused yourself, because unless you believe in your worth, no one believe in your worth. Because if we feel like that we have not done anything during this period, and we are ready to accept at a lower scale or whatever is given to us, and we accept that, then of course other will behave or treat us in the same way. But if we believe in our capabilities, that we have developed skill, but in a different way, we have actually experienced the life, and we have noticed the intricacies minutely, and handle things gradually to correlate the things, then it's the beautiful thing the mind should one should have. Because only the mindset is the thing which drives the other things. So this is the paramount or the most important things one should have. And of course, that after that mindset, I would say the planning is also very important. Your career break, and depending upon whatever the way you want to come back, you want to come back with a full-time job, you want to come back with a part-time job, you want to come back to switch career as a freelancer, or you want to go back from corporate to your own entrepreneurship. Whatever you plan, just see that you are happy with that, it is in accordance with your family priorities. But whatever you do that, be clear about it, that and just make up your mind, just clear in your mind about all this. But if you're planning a re-entry, and re-entry means, for re-entry also you need to plan, just like career break you need to plan, for re-entry also you need to plan. For example, you are, it can be, there can be various scenario. Few I'm just sharing uh, what the people have followed and what I have learned from Smita as well. And the one thing that she shared earlier with me, the one thing is planning. If one is planning to come back in the job, and same job, same organization, then it is advisable to keep connected with your peers, colleagues, or even with the managers. Keep updating them so that they are aware that you are not out of the track. Once you are out of track, then you are out of mind of them. And if you just keep posting them, then it's a good thing. And if you just go back like this, they won't treat you properly like they treat you normally. But if you just go back by attending few seminars, even it at the corporate level, or if you not manage to do that, do something new. Something new means some new course, or maybe a refresher course. And this refresher course is not just to show that you have done this and you added worth, but it is also to re-energize your confidence. Yes, I have done something, and after managing all these things, I can manage this too. So this gives you the self boost or self confidence. Yes, I can handle this too. The other thing could be like you just explore all the options, like the freelancer. If you want to come back as a freelancer, what options are available, identifying your skills, and the entrepreneur, what business you can do, all things you can plan. Besides that, I would suggest that re reframe your financial goal, rebuild, or just go back and revisit your financial goal. Because earlier, maybe 1 year or 2 years back, you have a different financial goals. But at this time, when you are coming into a new stream, new phase of your life, new stage of your life, then just plan your new financial goal. That what would be the expected goal. All this planning is important. And once you start earning something, then don't forget to reinvest money in the profitable avenues like SIP, etc. These are the few that have in mind? Smita, would you please share your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so I'll do that, Poonam. So yeah, mindset is the most and ultimate important thing for any breaks you're taking, because if you don't have a strong mindset, which is not only about finance, it is also about growth mindset. So that is a fundamental. So if you have a fixed, rigid mindset, then whatever you do, you will come back looking at a problem, not a solution. So you have to have your peripheral awareness about what's happening in your life. So when you plan your the way you plan your break or the pauses in your life, the same way you need to come back. The re-entry to the earning phase has to also be very well planned. So that's what I would want to say here is this: the what mindset does to you is that it makes this breaks turn into a bridge, not as a gap. So what it's like, the break you've taken, for example, if I've taken a break for 3 months for pursuing a study, when I come back to the organization to work or start something of my own, that is not a break or a gap, it's a bridge to my next phase. That is the mindset you definitely have to have. And then when you are in and out of these phases, different phases where you're earning, when you're not earning, when you're going through rediscovering, caregiving, these all those phases are can be managed like a very smooth, in case in only when you understand what are your needs, what are your wants, and what your future you want to be. So not missing out the fun and the enjoyment during this process, but also planning ahead that what you want to do in your life, because it is just one life. You are the creator of your own life, and you have to live your life to the fullest. So don't get like boggled up with a lot of things like I have to, with just because of you have lack of money you can't do X thing, or you have too much of money you don't know what choices to make. So it's, you have to sit down and look at your life as a look at your life in a way that what is the vision of your life, and accordingly decide what phases you want to get into. If you were taking a break for whatever, you're planning a motherhood, you're taking a break for a career giving thing, or I mean the caregiving thing, not career giving, caregiving thing, or you're taking it for self discovery. Look at those reasons what you're why you're taking your break and what it is going to give you. Is it it is giving you a purpose in life? Is it giving you power back in your life? Is it helping you, what you call, it is helping you reset? Is it helping you upskilling? Look at all those aspects and then do the break. And when you are in each of the phase, don't be guilty of those phases. Enjoy that phase completely, and also make sure that you have enough money in those phases to manage as well. So, and also make sure that you have also invested well, have your emergency funds really well planned off, you're budgeting for your goals. Make sure that your these goals which you're trying to do through these breaks and all are well taken care of. And also we talked about freelancers and self-employed people in our last sessions. So people go through the transition also. Some people go through corporate and then they want to start their own work. So during those transitions are also called as breaks, because you're moving from one career to another career. So how do you navigate that bridge? How do you, I mean, that gap? So you bridge that gap through skilling, learning about new things, how to make, how to build your businesses, how do you upskill, what are the things needed for your next level. For example, if you're at a certain level and you're taking a maternity, especially women who take a maternity break thinking that once, what will I do once I come back? So staying in touch with your organization is a very good thing. And also before joining back your workforce, just see what's happening around and how your skills you can make a difference to the organization you left earlier. So instead of looking it at like a job opportunity, look at what is the problem you're going to solve. What is the value addition you're going to give it to them and to yourself as well. And and everywhere, look at the finance aspect everywhere. You're not and for example, if you're budgeting for you these breaks, like X amount, always budget an extra for unforeseen as well, because you never know what may demand your time, because a woman juggles with a lot of things. So it's not that I'm being gender biased here, but specifically woman has to do a lot of multiple roles here. So when she must have taken care of her career and she must have taken a break for her motherhood, then comes a caregiving phase. So she might need to take a break for her in-laws or parents. What will she do that she may not have planned for, but then she has to manage. And throughout these breaks and these phases, the best thing you can look at it is the support system, the support which you have in your family. Have build a mindset over there in a way that of a growth mindset, as well as a financial abundance mindset among your family as well, because that helps you to navigate difficult situations. Because if you have those like one person is working, one person is taking a step back from the career, the other person can compensate. And when the other person is ready to take the leap, the other person take a steps backward and help them out. And also teach your children, if you have a family and you have kids also, teach the importance of finance very early in their lifetime also. For example, tell them about what are needs, what are basic needs, what are wants, what is the future, and also teach them about goals as well. So that they have if a goal to buy a cycle, how they can utilize that money during that. So use these. So when you get these breaks and you are with your families, also educate them about money and the importance of money and skill, and enjoy this phase of skilling, not only about your what you call whatever skilling you need technically, but financially also. So what happens is when you financially are equipped, then navigating through different phases of life becomes very easy. So that's what I wanted to tell Poonam here.
Yes, Smita, I resonate with the same thoughts that pauses does not related to your potential. Pauses are something, the very important part, but just plan for just like any other thing. Plan for pauses, insurance, just by making insurance, like before going for a break, just take insurance and invest smartly, keep some money apart. And the most important thing is that believe in yourself, correct mindset. And that's the navigator which leads you to reach your destination. So, believing in yourself is the utmost important thing. What I personally felt and realized that sometimes we are doing something, but we don't recognize its worth. We are seeing it, that's it's okay, these are just a part of life and the routine I'm doing, but believe that you are doing something and you have added some value. That's the most important thing, that's believe in oneself. Because if you can believe in yourself, then you can believe in God and others will believe you then. So the most important thing is that believe in yourself and just plan well. Career breaks are not bad. They are the story, new story returns with the rewired mind, with, we can say, with the mind, with the growth that you have taken, with the higher energy you gain to reach to the next level.
Yeah. So Poonam, before I wanted to share something before we end the session. So there are three things financially, three things for the finance mindset you need. That is, how will you manage this income gaps? Because if there are gaps, how will you manage that income gaps? What is your emergency corpus available if things go your way or the any other way? Plan for that should also be there. And planning for maternity caregiving, ensure that you have insurances available, and also have and also communicate and create awareness for yourself by talking to people who've been in those phases as well. So support groups will also help you. For example, you have a caregiving role in your family to be done, but you do not know what to do. So if there are other support groups available, check with them how they have managed in their houses as well. So because sometimes what happens, you have old parents, they have memory loss issues, so you might have to. It's very difficult to leave them at their place, and also they need to go to the office. Also, how do they manage? Because finances are also needed to be managed. So if they can get a good support system, a support system which they can trust, basically. So that would also help the community. So use navigate through this community and as well as the family support system to uh, to go through these phases. And plus, yes, the three things which I also mentioned, need, wants, and your future, needs to be prioritized before you go for any kind of breaks, basically. Yeah, believe in yourself is what you said is very right, Poonam, because until you believe that the things can fall in place, things can, because it is life. You never, it's a roller coaster ride. Sometimes you planning for one, when you plan for motherhood, you must have planned for a single child. Sometimes you have twins, you have to manage twins, etc. So life will give you a lot of surprises and a lot of things which happens, and sometimes you think that motherhood is over, then you might think that your spouse gets a transfer, you need to move on to another city, again a career break happens. So in those seasons of life, you should always be in a way that, yeah, whatever comes in your way, you're prepared. And financial independence is really important. So keep something, like we always say, keep 20% uh, of savings should be there for yourself. start planning for yourself also, so that you are not impacted by these phases of life.
Absolutely, absolutely. Involvement of the family and the community is very important, because
Yeah.
when you communicate with your family or the community, you just share responsibility to some extent. Sometimes it is unpaid, like you are going for study, and some of your work would be taken care by your parents or your siblings, or during the motherhood as well, that some of the responsibilities will be taken care by your spouse. So sharing responsibilities also very important. And because when you share responsibility, you talk clearly about finances with your family, then you have a mental peace. Yes, everybody is on the same page, and then it's not me that I need to worry all the time. It's
Yeah.
we have the collective and joint responsibilities. Uh,
And Puram, these communities are really good. The HerKey communities, and if people can join communities which are there for people who want to come back to workforce, listen to these conversations like we are doing it, or other conversation which can help them upskill and get to know what's happening around them, what are the skills needed for this, like AI is needed right now, so that people can enhance their work, make their work efficient and do things efficiently. Similarly, there are other skills, soft skills, which people can learn through these sessions, which were being conducted by different communities for work people who want to come back to work as well. And there are avail and nothing has to be done from where they have to leave their house. They can also do it from their home. So everything is available if they have an internet connection and a laptop or a phone. Probably a lot of things they can learn on their own and at their own pace as well. They want to come back also. The comeback journey also has to be very, very powerful. It should not be like I've taken a break. What will I go? How the way you tell your story, it should be very empowering. That this breaks has enabled them to be much better individual. And also there, because in these breaks they're also managing, not only learning these soft skills which we are talking about, resiliency or empathy or calmness, compassion, by taking care of other people, or also rediscovering themselves through a lot of skills. But also they should also look at how they've learned about finance, because they become that finance manager also in those breaks. They need to manage lot of finances at that time. They have to look at, oh, today we'll not go and order from Swiggy because yeah, now we are on a break, or something like that. Lot small decisions making they have to do. That also people forget when they go and tell the storyteller, that they have become their own finance manager also in those breaks. Look at a traveler who takes a break to travel the world. They will be all doing budget travels and planning all the itinerary so that they can manage in minimal cost and all of this. Again, they become a finance manager, though they may not be knowing too much about finance, but for that travel, they become that situation demands them to become that kind of it. But when they go back to their workforce, they can tell that, look, in this break, I've also learned the skill of managing finance, and I've also managed travel and a lot of complex stuff which came in this journey as well. So but people need to retell their story in a very empowering way, that these breaks have enabled them to become much more powerful, and also having a more better financial mindset as well, that yes, they're capable of dealing with any situation with the finance they have.
Absolutely. Because the way you communicate your story, it becomes an
Yes.
inspiration first for your family. For example, you are in a someone is in a motherhood phase and come out very plan well, handle it well, then it becomes not example for, not only boost that person confidence, but can give example to the other family members and other members, other peers and colleagues in the office, that if she can manage in this way, and what the way she handled, we can handle too. So your story, your resilience, your planning can be the inspiration for many others. So take break whenever the life requires, with the due mindset and proper planning.
So, Puram, there's a question here. Vanita is asking, any good opportunity that would help us as freelancers? So, there are a lot of websites also available for freelancers. They can go and check. You can go and check, especially your skills basically. What kind of skills do you have? According to that, you can look for jobs. There are jobs available for part time, there are jobs available for on a consultancy basis, there are hybrid model works also available. And sometimes you can even you'll have to go and check those websites, and also look at communities, also look at LinkedIn. And if you're into content writing, there are a lot of content in related information available, whether it's LinkedIn or any other platform. And there are platforms which also which gives you opportunity to where you can go and present thing and get paid for it. And you can also learn new skills as well. So there are things you can do, workshops also. If you're good at something, you can do workshop also. You can learn new skill whichever you're interested in, and then gain expertise in it and start working towards it. And whatever you are in skill, find a community for yourself, that you can find people in the similar profession, or similar people having similar skills. Basically, that helps you to know what's your career path, where you want to go. For example, I was in corporate. I'm just giving an example because then I think that will give you a little bit more idea. So I've corporate, I was a CA, and I'm now into becoming a life coach, which a career which I can take along with my travel. So for that, I'm upskilling, but upskilling to become a coach. So I'm doing courses with ICF. Similarly, I look for platforms where I can get more clients. For example, I might be in TopMate, I might be in another uh, Atmajyoti, there's another website I'm there. I'm also in HerKey. So there are different platforms where I'm exposing myself, so that if I need to get some work from that platforms, I might get it. So unless until you create your visibility when you're starting on your own work, you will not attract people to yourself. So you have to build your networking skills. That's two things, and your business equipment to gain money. These are three things very important if you are looking for being a freelancer or starting anything of your own. Poonam, you want to add anything here?
You covered everything. But the basic journey start with identifying your niche, your potential, your area of
Yeah.
interest, and the rest, Smita has already explained. Smita has already explained.
So I think are there any more questions? Anjana, Vanita, if you have any questions, we can answer that. Otherwise, it's a good time to wrap up, Poonam.
Yes. So with this, let's share what's the topic for our the last
Yeah.
session.
Last session is very interesting, Poonam. So it's about hustle culture. So hustle, when you have a mainstream of income, but still you want to have a income from it by hustling as well. So we'll talk about it, and that's going to be our last session, which is the 13th session of the series of this financially forward series we are doing. And probably, Poonam, this is going to be our last interaction through this financially forward session, and then probably we'll get back next year with more sessions. We'll see what how it all goes. But yeah, looking forward for the last session. And yeah, so over to you, Poonam, to wrap it up.
Just that's this session is very important because whatever money we have, be it for our some additional funds purposes or its growth purposes or maybe our different purposes, but extra money we all need, and what all are the options, avenues. And Smita has just discussed a bit about it, the networking and all these things. A few more things we are going to discuss in the upcoming session because there's a side hustles, that's not revealing much of the topic in this session, but it's to somehow connected with the freelancing also. We will also touch upon our discussion on this topic. So, if you would like to explore more, discuss it with us more, if you want, then please do join the next session.
Yeah. So yeah, I think
Just
last
one.
all the three sessions are connected. So the third module, which has retirement ready, the freelancing, and the self-employed investment for that. This session for career breaks, and the last one, all are interrelated and all are important.
All are very important. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll call it a wrap, Poonam, and bye for now, everybody. Take care. We'll see you on Monday with the last session.